Mr. Chris Lee. He is based in Seoul, and I welcome Mr. Chris Lee to give his presentation now. So, Mr. Lee, welcome to this webinar. Thank you for accepting our invitation and sparing your time, your busy schedule, in your busy schedule, and sparing some time for our webinar. Thank you very much. And I welcome on my behalf and on behalf of all Mpeda officials and the exporters and the participants in this webinar to this webinar. And now may I request you to start the presentation.
Okay, thank you for your inviting and sharing your valuable time to everyone. Okay, please.
Yeah, wait. I'm just sharing the presentation.
Yeah, just a word to all the participants. Please listen to Mr. Lee's presentation, and if you have any questions, you can send it through the chat option. We will note down your questions, and after the presentation, I will ask Mr. Lee to answer your questions. So please send your questions through the chat and be specific with your questions, so it will be easy for Mr. Lee to answer your questions. And one more point, there will be poll coming to you, questions during the seminar. Please answer those questions, and immediately after this seminar, we will be sending you a feedback form. Please fill in your feedback because it's very important for us to know your views, your feedback on the seminar. Thank you very much, and request Mr. Lee to start the presentation.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Very nice to meet you on this webinar. I'm Chris Lee, President of Best Joint Corporation. Hope all of your side safe and happy always. Today, I'd like to explain about my company, Best Joint Corporation, and Korean shrimp market review and TRQ system in Korea, which are working on FTA, and my request for Indian shrimp suppliers. Next, please. We, Best Joint Corporation, established on 2003, one of the most specialized shrimp importers in Korea, with my long experience in the shrimp field as a researcher in shrimp farm. And with this experience, I developed to marketing and trading. I have a good relationship with India previously before started my own business, such as the 1999. I developed the tally shrimps from Cochin and also half-cut crab. And 2005, it was the first buyer Indian baname shrimp in Korea from the Sharat. And I had several import experience, but I'm still looking for the good Indian shrimp supplier who can supply good enough quality shrimp continuously and develop new value-added product with me in Korean market. Next, please. The developing is my vision. So we are developing Australian sea-coat giant tiger prawn, and size big as under 6 pieces per pound, and cold water shrimp from Canada for making Korean the shrimp snack processing. And also I'm developing the black tiger shrimps and scampi product from Bangladesh. And recently I'm exporting the Antarctic krill to China. I think some of you knows about this the shrimp. It's good for the shrimp hatchery and the mother prawn in hatchery and shrimp farming as a feed, the raw feed. I know that when I visited one shrimp farm in India, they also use it from the China. I can supply the most precious krill to you. Next. And this is about me, and we can discuss about the Korean shrimp market. The top table is I figure out about the Korean shrimp market. We are making the group as depend on the item. So the first one is the fresh and live shrimp head-on Sharon. The second one is frozen head-on Sharon, headless Sharon, cooked head-on Sharon shrimp. Third one is the shrimp meat, like PDTO and PD, Novashi, and raw sushi, like uncooked. And the last one is the value-added product, such as the sushi, that means cooked sushi, cooked PD, and cooked PDTO. So in the table, the top table, the A, that is figure out about the last year, 2019. The top of this table is showing about the quantity, 70,000 metric ton in the quantity, and amount will be 540 million US dollar. Among them, from India, around 3%. I think it's you should thinking it's not enough quantity and amount. So the live shrimp is empty, the column, because of next time I'll explain more clearly. The second one is the frozen shrimp, around 30,000 metric ton. The next one is the shrimp meat, the almost 31,000 metric ton. The other one is value-added product, 8,343 metric tons. So last year the Korea importing totally 70,000 metric ton from India, only 2,600 metric ton. Okay, next the table B is explaining about the based on the item group. So the first one is the fresh live shrimp importation. I'm review the last 5 years and this year comparing. So you can see the 2016 India export to Korea 10,000 metric, the 10,000 US dollar the amount, and the totally took 6 million US dollar. After that, nothing, right? All of the country, the Korean buyer not import live and fresh head-on Sharon, headless Sharon shrimp. Listen, Korea started checking the virus 2017. So after that, all of the importers worrying about the risk of the virus checking during the fresh condition, live condition shrimps. Actually, the live condition is not popular from the importation. Only the main was the fresh one. Let me explain about this item group. more clearly for you. The Korean market, like a fresh and live shrimp, like a live shrimp, we are taking low, just like a sashimi. You know, somebody knows about the tiger prawn in Japan. They took live, almost live condition, no? As a taking. So many of local product. That means local product means Korean palmed shrimp consumed by live and fresh. I guess the quantity around the 10,000 metric ton, and the amount should be $2 million US. After 2017, the virus checking starting. So because of that kind of the reason, no more importing this item group. Next. Next one is the frozen shrimp importation. As I told you, this one is the head-on Sharon, headed Sharon. The cooked head-on Sharon also belong to this item group. It is one of the main item of the shrimp importation. Even the 2017 started virus checking for frozen head-on Sharon and headed Sharon still continuously keep the market share and steady item. You can see that this table, the market growing not much in quantity, but amount still growing up. I guess it's showing from the bigger size head-on Sharon and black tiger head-on Sharon shrimp importation. There is also the big, expensive items. Usually the banana shrimp from the Ecuador, the black tiger from the Malaysia. India, about 2% of the total amount. You should mind, after cooking, head-on Sharon or headed Sharon shrimp not belong to virus checking item. There is kind of the important checking point your side. I think some of your government people not disagree about this the fact. I already explained to others in your government people that still unsure about this matter. So I already asked to my Korean government people to explain more clearly. Still, I don't know if there is solved or not. Okay, the number 3, shrimp meat importation. It is a kind of the increasing item in quantity and amount. Shrimp meat meaning PDTO and PD, nobashi, and low sushi items. So PDTO, PD, nobashi is kind of the same of the frozen the seafood. It's not much require the highest hygiene sanitary problem. But in case of the low sushi item, belong to this item group as a butterfly cut vacuum pack. We are taking uncooked, directly taking food. So it is a special checking in Korean Health Authority, very highest hygiene level of the hygiene required. So TPC count must under 100,000. No other bacterial and virus problem as just the same as the other the frozen food. So now it's this kind of the product mainly from importing from Vietnam, China. So this item, India, little stronger than other items. So you can see that the quantity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% continuously increasing. We also importing this item from India. Next. Next one is the value-added product, like cooked PDTO and cooked PD, and as a kind of the normal fishery product level of hygiene. And the other one is the cooked sushi, like a red, the butterfly cut. You may know that. The very high level of hygiene required as a raw sushi product. And also directly take food after defrosted. So this kind of item from mainly from the Vietnam and Thailand. India, not much. I think some of the cooked PD and cooked PDTO importing. I think sushi is not come yet from India to Korean market. Number C, as a table, number C is the market developing for the by the mainstream items in 2012 to 2019. The first column is the frozen shrimp. Second column is the shrimp meat. The other one is the value-added product from the 2012 2019. So more clearly explained, I showed to you the graph. The blue one is the shrimp, head-on shell-on or headless shell-on frozen shrimp. The orange one is the shrimp meat. The bottom, the gray one is the value-added product. So you can see the 2012, that was a quantity around 150,000 metric ton. I'm sorry. It's the amount. 150 million US dollar. But until compare with the 2012 and 2019, end of this graph, frozen shrimp and frozen shrimp meat developed 33% and 66%. That means shrimp meat more increased than the shrimp head-on shell-on shrimp, around the shrimp and the headless shrimp. Only you can see the 2015 and 2016, some of the steady, not much developed. After that, gradually increased the amount, importing amount. You can see the head-on shell-on and headless shell-on shrimp becoming the increasing rate is dual, but the shrimp meat is more developed than the whole-round shrimp. I think it's showing shrimp meat has a more market growing chance in Korea. You also consider about this point. Next, I'd like to explain about the current market situation in COVID-19 2020. Just the previous page shown Korean market gradually developing. It is before the COVID-19. Before the COVID-19 average monthly importation, the amount was the monthly average amount 15 million US dollar, and shrimp meat and value added product like this 20 and 7 million. But in this year, the second column, monthly average 2020 from the January until June 19th. The quantity decreased around the 30% decreased compared with the previous last 5 years. That's showing about how serious the COVID-19 in Korea. Also, market sales decreasing around 50 to 60%. That is a kind of my feeling. We have not data about this matter, but I can feel it. For about this situation, we are expecting it will not easy to or impossible return back to before the corona situation. So from now, we have to prepare how to survive in this situation. So the Korean government try to develop new type of the food service system in cafeteria and restaurant, even home. And also, we, like me, the importer, also try to developing the solution that is a kind of the new item, healthy food, ready to, the cook or ready to eat, directly eat, like that. That is one of my suggestion to you. You can develop together with your healthy food as like a curry and tandoori, many of various of the strong point of the seasoning. Okay, next I'd like to explain about the TRQ system in Korea. TRQ meaning is a type rate quota. The Korean government using this quota for protection, local shrimp farming and shrimp catching industry. It's mainly working on the Korean ASEAN FTA and Korea and Vietnam FTA. Let's look Korea ASEAN FTA. This table showing how much quantity sharing with this Korea ASEAN FTA as a TRQ. So you see that the three shrimp group, frozen shrimp and shrimp meat and value-added product. So even it mentioned the fresh and live shrimp, but the importer, nobody want to take this quota. Even higher price of the quota fee cannot work because of that kind of the virus checking. So between the Korea to ASEAN, we have the 10 countries in ASEAN. This table showing frozen shrimp meat and frozen shrimp, 5,000 metric tons of the quota, and the value-added shrimp, 2,000 metric tons. Among the ASEAN country, 10 ASEAN countries, the head-on shell-on shrimps, mainly from the Malaysia and Philippines. But others, some of the value-added product from Thailand, but many of them from Vietnam. Next page, we have, the Vietnam has another FTA with Korea. So why these Vietnam people, Vietnam product, so more, the strongest in FTA system in Korea, the TRQ. I think the Vietnam stronger than other country, the processing and pricing ability, and also the very aggressive and friendly marketing. And then they exactly understand a Korean market requirement in quality, sanitary and banking system, everything. And also, in case of me, also very friendly with the Vietnam. So all of them enjoying about this quarter, the TRQ. Okay, next I'll show to you Vietnam Korea FTA. So I think a couple of years started directly Vietnam and Korea FTA. Even Vietnam have the Korea ASEAN FTA. So this plan, the TRQ plan, starts from 10,000 metric ton to 15,000 metric ton. So it means Vietnam taking, including the Korea ASEAN FTA, 15,000 metric ton to 20,000 metric ton share in Korea market. That means almost more than 25% of the Korean market, Vietnam sharing control. If the importer has no quota, that means the normal importation, we have 20% import tax for the shrimp product. In case of the value-added product, adding 10% value-added tax. With this TRQ quota, importer have to pay quota fee to government. It's usually close to because of the bidding. Because of the bidding, can take the quota who pay more money for this quota fee. That means importer can enjoy around the 5% profit from this quota. Because of this reason, the importers nowadays, always looking for the expensive item, like a bigger size and the head-on Sharon and PDTO and black tiger, like that. So I think India has this kind of the FTA with the Korea. So if the Indian shrimp want to compete, I think it cannot compete with this quota in case of the expensive item, even the size products. So is my experience, if any kind of the shrimp product, the price must be under 10 or 9 US dollar per kg, then compete with these quota items. That's my experience. Next, please. So, so that is the explanation about the Korean market and FTA. Based on my experience and the relationship in business and India, I'd like to ask to you who want to Korean market, give some kind of the tip. So basically, the safety in quarantine and food test, free from antibiotics and chemicals. As you know, the virus checking for head-on Sharon, address Sharon. So don't misunderstand, like a cooked product and even the PDTO, it has a tail, so it's belong to virus checking. No. PD and PDTO and cooked product, head-on Sharon, does not belong to the virus checking. The cooking standard, just shell color change to reddish. Because the Korean the regulation, even the cooked product is not too ready to eat, like a sushi, the cooked sushi. We cook again, so it's not belong to virus checking. It's not belong to the highest hygiene item like sushi. So you can just 10 or 20 seconds, like a brunching. The brunched product is enough to away from the virus checking. The quality in product like uniformity and net weight. There is a Korean regulation, not only the regulation, some of the Korean regulation in the Korean FTA checking, but is in kind of uniformity is my standard to give to my supplier. But it is based on my experience in our market, so I think it's good for your side also. Net weight checking 3 minutes. I kept 3 minutes like this. No bad smell, no broken, like this. It's almost the same as like other your quality standard, but more carefully, more accurately keep the quality. That is most important. In my experience, sometimes I disappoint, sometimes made some problem. So please keep. But in case of the Vietnam product, always keep the regulation and standard. That is one of the strong points for the Vietnam product. You should mind. Next. Items to Korea, as I told you, after COVID-19, we have to make a solution for the changing the market situation. So my suggestion is and not only me, the people in Korea believe the Indian traditional healthy food is good for health, like curry. So shrimp based on ready-to-eat packing with the seasoning with the Indian healthy the herbs. Other seafood, ribbon fish and scampi, stingray, cuttlefish, surimi also can consider to Korean market. Around 10 years ago, when surimi, the supplier had the big problem, such as the additives. So you should mind about that. I think many of you know about that. Korea, India has the SEPA. It's kind of the FTA. But I think when I checked them, nothing in workable item as like many countries, ASEAN, Vietnam, USA, in the tax advantage. Even I think not enough plan. And also anyone who want to supply to Korean market must register in the Korean FTA system, the website like that, as a foreign factory. Not only the website, you should check not only the fishery product, but also processed product supplier. That is a kind of the recommendation to you. And then last one is the banking system. You should understand the Korean banking system. I think in my experience in India supplier, not much experience about the bankers' usance. Bankers' usance meaning the bank, that means opening bank. My bank paid to the exporter as at site from the opening bank and then the negotiation bank. But my bank, opening bank, loan to the importer based on the contract. That is a basic concept of the bankers' usance. In the LC, it's showing usance draft must be negotiated at site basis, regardless of the tenor of draft and discount charge like this. That means even the negobank misunderstood, you should ask to your bank. This is the meaning of the at site payment. Don't worry about the banker's users. Okay, that's all my small idea and explanation. Thank you for your listening. Have a good day and take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for the nice presentation. I would like to compile the